Look at your dog right now. They're probably sleeping somewhere close, curled into a tight ball, stretched out on their back in a position that makes no sense, or pressed quietly against your leg like that's exactly where they belong. It's such a normal moment. You almost don't see it anymore. Most people assume it's just comfort. Maybe it's the temperature, maybe it's habit. A dog curls up because it's cold, lies on its back because it's hot, stays near you because it likes you. That sounds right, but it's not what's actually happening. Because behavioral neuroscience tells a completely different story. The way your dog sleeps isn't random. It's a signal, a real one, a window into how safe they feel, how alert their nervous system is, and more importantly, what you represent inside their world. And there's one specific behavior, one that most people laugh at or ignore, that activates the reward center in your dog's brain. Not food, not other dogs, you. Let's start with the one you see most often. Your dog curls into a tight ball, nose tucked into their tail, paws pulled in, everything folded inward like they're trying to take up as little space as possible. This is what people call the donut. It looks simple, comfortable, maybe even a little cute. But here's the problem. This is one of the oldest survival behaviors in the animal kingdom. Curling like this protects the vital organs. It conserves body heat. It keeps the most vulnerable parts of the body hidden. Wolves did this. Wild dogs still do this. So when your dog sleeps like this next to you, two things are true at the same time. They feel safe enough to rest near you, but some part of their brain is still slightly on, still aware, still listening, still ready. Now compare that to something completely different. You walk into the room and your dog is lying on their back, legs in the air, completely exposed, no tension, no control, just open. It looks ridiculous, but in the wild, this would be unthinkable. The belly is the most vulnerable part of a dog's body. No bone protection, no defense, no second chance if something goes wrong. So a dog only does this when their nervous system has made a very specific decision. There is nothing here that can hurt me, not the environment, and not the one standing next to me. That's not comfort, that's complete trust. But here's where it gets more interesting. Some dogs don't just sleep near you, they sleep against you. Back pressed to your leg, curled into your side, or perfectly aligned back to back like two pieces that fit. That instinct goes all the way back to puppyhood. Newborn puppies can't regulate their own body temperature, so they pile together. Constant contact means survival, but as they grow, that behavior doesn't disappear. It changes, because now it's not just about warmth, it's about identity. When your dog chooses to press against you while they sleep, they're not just seeking comfort. They're categorizing you, not as owner, not as human, but as part of their group, their pack. And in their world, there is no higher level of belonging than that. Now watch what happens during the day. Your dog drops onto the floor, belly flat. Front legs stretched forward, back legs stretched behind like they're mid-flight. The Superman position. It looks like deep rest, but it's not. From this position, your dog can get up instantly. No adjustment, no delay. Which means something important is happening underneath. The body is resting, but the brain isn't fully off. This is a dog that still has energy, still tracking, still waiting. You'll notice it happens when you're home, but busy, working, moving around, not engaging. They're not sleeping. They're paused, as if their entire system is saying, I'm ready whenever you are. And then there's a quieter one. Your dog lying on their side, legs loose, breathing slow, occasionally twitching. Maybe a soft sound slips out, a small movement of the nose. This is different. This is where the guard drops completely. Side sleeping is how dogs enter deep sleep. Real sleep. The kind where the brain starts processing, organizing, replaying, dreaming. And here's the distinction most people miss. A dog cannot enter that state unless their nervous system feels completely safe. Because once they do, they are defenseless. So when your dog lies on their side next to you, it's not just that they're comfortable. It's that they've made a decision, a biological one, that this is a place, and you are a presence, where they can fully let go. But here's where everything shifts from behavior to biology. In 2015, a team at Emory University did something almost impossible. They trained dogs to lie completely still inside an fMRI scanner, awake, not sedated, and then expose them to different scents. A stranger, a familiar dog, an unfamiliar dog, their own scent, and their owner's scent. What they found changed how we understand dogs completely. Out of all 5, only one consistently activated the caudate nucleus. That's the part of the brain linked to reward, pleasure, and positive expectation. The same system that lights up in humans when we experience something we love. It wasn't food. It wasn't other dogs. It was you. Just your scent. No voice, no eye contact, no interaction. Just the smell of you on a piece of fabric was enough to trigger the strongest reward response in their brain. Now go back to something you've probably seen 100 times. You leave the room for 10 minutes, you come back, and your dog is lying on your clothes, your shirt, your jacket, that one sock you thought you lost days ago. Most people laugh, some people move it away, but here's what's actually happening underneath. Your dog isn't just choosing a random soft spot. They are actively regulating their nervous system, using your scent to bring themselves back to a state of calm. That's not habit. That's not convenience. That's neurochemistry. Because in their brain, your presence, or even the closest thing to it, is processed as a reward, as safety, as something worth seeking out, even when you're not there. But none of this started in your living room. It started over 15,000 years ago. Before couches, before houses, before names. Dogs, back then, early wolves, survived by reading one thing above all else: safety. Every place they rested, every position they chose was a calculation. Can I let my guard down here? Can I afford to sleep? Because in the wild, sleep is risk, and the ones who got it wrong didn't wake up. So over thousands of years, their nervous system evolved to do something incredibly precise: measure the environment, assess the social group, and decide exactly how much of the body can relax. That system is still there, unchanged. The only difference is, now, you are part of that equation. When your dog curls up but keeps a little tension, that's ancient caution still whispering. When they stretch out, fully exposed, that's a nervous system saying the environment is secure. And when they choose to sleep next to you or on you, that's where evolution did something remarkable. Because somewhere along the way, humans stopped being background noise and became the safest place in the room. Not just physically, biologically. You became what behavioral science calls a secure base. The point their brain orbits around when deciding whether the world is safe enough to let go. And that means every time your dog falls asleep near you, you're not just witnessing rest. You're witnessing trust built over thousands of years, landing very specifically on you. So the next time your dog falls asleep next to you, don't just see a habit. Don't just see a position. Because what looks small isn't small at all. That curl into a ball, that stretch onto their back, that quiet moment when they press against you or settle into your side, that's a nervous system making a decision about safety, about trust, about you. Most people walk past these signals every single day without ever realizing what they mean. But now, you won't. Because that's not clinginess. That's not randomness. That's thousands of years of evolution landing in one simple choice: I can let go here. And if this changed the way you see your dog, subscribe and tell me in the comments, what position does your dog sleep in tonight? Because once you start noticing this, you'll realize they've been telling you the truth the entire time. And in the next video, we're breaking down a behavior that looks even more normal, but means something completely different underneath.